everyone. Welcome to a two-part series that we're doing called What Brought Me to COCM. Today we have Will Davenport, the Chief Operating Officer, and Alton Irwin, the Chief Marketing Officer for COCM. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. So we'll just start off real quick. Just tell us about your role here at COCM.
Well, as Chief Operating Officer, most of my time is spent on the business operations of the company. Being sure that we've got procedures, policies, services, things in place so that everybody who is in the field are able to perform their role and fulfill their responsibilities as well as they can, especially making the resources available. Good bit of time is human resources, obviously working with financial reporting aspects, down to things like what payroll system that we work with. A lot of hands-on with our controller and our HR director and general business ops.
And as Chief Marketing Officer, I'm responsible for the overall marketing of the company, which includes business development, content marketing, things like content, the blog and the podcast, social media, media relations, and representing COCM at our conferences and higher education events.
Very good. So, in talking about backstory, tell us a little bit about what brought you here to this point here at COCM.
It was a funny path. I started out as a banker in my career and did that for a number of years, commercial, capital markets, finance, and joined Capstone Development Corporation, the former parent entity, in 1997, doing financings for the company, and did that for a number of years up until the point where the owner of Capstone Development Corp decided to retire. The company was rolled out into its component parts, and I had the opportunity to join COCM, which in a lot of ways made sense because projects managed by COCM, many I had been involved in the financing of. Knew the owners, knew the capital structure, the way they operate. So it was a natural transition to come down to the management arm, and then have enjoyed gaining knowledge on the aspects of the business operation, greater depth and understanding of the nuts and bolts of what we really do as a company. So that was sort of my progression. It was a little circuitous route to come back around in a different aspect of Capstone.
Yeah, cool. What about you, Alton?
Well, like Will, I joined COCM from Capstone Development Corp, but my entry into Capstone Development Corp was a bit different. I actually was a real estate appraiser in a former life, so I was appraising all of Capstone's off-campus student apartment communities. This would be in the early 1990s. So I had heard from one of the Capstone Development officers that they had formed this new division to partner with colleges and universities to develop on-campus housing, and I was ready to make a career change, was a little tired of appraisal work, so I approached the founder of the company, Mike Moran, and talked to him about joining. So in 1995 I joined and did that until the breakup of the companies. Around 2009 I started working with Doug Brown, the president of Capstone on Campus Management, and we started doing a lot of presentations together. We did the early Fresh Eyes consulting together around 2009, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning more about how housing programs worked and the things that position housing programs to work well. So, like Will, when Mike Moran said he was going to retire, we were going to split up the company into 4 separate companies. Going to the management company was an easy choice.
Very good. So, we hear Doug Brown, the president, talk about a talent agency. We talk about this being a very unique place to work. What would you say makes COCM a very unique place to work, in your opinion?
Well, for me, it's the people. We have some of the most amazingly diverse backgrounds of people's experience, their life stories, things that have brought them here that just puts an incredible mix of skills, personalities in the context of COCM, which then it's fun to see how things match up and align in working with universities. You know, another thing we talk about and recognize, every school is different. Every culture is unique. Everywhere we go is a different role to fulfill. Given the breadth and the depth of our bench at COCM and the people here, it's beautiful seeing those fulfillments align and how people engage with our partners. But it's just amazing to watch how that plays out. And it's every level from, you know, custodial services at the sites all the way up through senior staff in the company, people here that perform support for the staff in the field. It's really a neat story.
Now, you weren't supposed to say that because that's what I was going to say, but
You just say ditto.
I really, yeah, I'd say ditto. I think when you think about COCM, you really do think about people. We talk about how that we're a talent agency, and we really do have people who are not only really talented, but they're very committed to what they do every day, and they really do enjoy excelling at what they do, and that's very unique. But I think also we as a board have tried very hard to set up an environment where people feel supported and where they feel valued and feel like that they can advance in their careers.
So you two are part of a 4-person board on top of COCM, and wanted to know, how do you guys work together as a board? How does that work? What does that look like?
It's some of the most astounding dysfunction you could ever participate in. No, I'm kidding. Back to the diversity of personalities within our company, we experience that on the board level too. And it's really awesome because everybody comes at questions and issues from a different angle. And when you put it all into the mix, the nice thing about it is it kind of brings the truth out of things because everybody's viewing it differently. We challenge each other, we respect each other, we hear each other's points, take them into consideration on things that we're dealing with, and it works. It really works well.
You know, I like to tell the story that a couple of years ago, actually 2014, we had a directors meeting here in Birmingham, and we had a speaker come and he did a presentation on Myers-Briggs and the different personality types. And one of the things that he did was he did a real brief exercise where he started asking questions, and as he asked questions, people had to move to certain parts of the room. And at the end of the exercise, we had 4 different groups in 4 different corners of the room. What was really telling about that was that as I looked at the 4 corners of the room, each of the board members was in a different corner. So it really speaks to the different personality types, different approaches, different experiences and backgrounds, but it really does come together well when you approach an issue or a challenge.
So talk to me about your vision for COCM. What is your vision for COCM going forward?
You know, that's a funny question because there are a lot of things you could pull out of it. We're an amazing launch pad for people. Alton mentioned people having fulfillment, development of their careers. You like to think that we're impactful with what we do, that we're good partners on the campuses we're on, and seeing our people work within that environment, gain a breadth of experience, because in a lot of ways they operate each site like an independent business. On a typical university campus, if you're a university administrator, you may not have that breadth of responsibilities to round you out as an individual. Our people gain skills that then, when they leave us, quite often they go to the university. And the university values that experience that comes in, and it just furthers their career. And to see people that have gone from director positions to regional manager positions with us, to corporate roles with us, but then to see ones that go on to be directors of housing at universities, that's pretty phenomenal. So having that type of impact within our profession, because we do consider ourselves a talent agency, we're a service organization, but without the people we can't serve, tells me that we're doing some things right and that our people are getting some really unique opportunities and carrying that forward in their lives in other ways.
And I think from a marketing and business development perspective, I certainly want to see the company grow. I want to see us expand. I think also one of the things that I would like to continue for not only our current clients but future clients or prospective clients to see is that we're more than a management company. We're more than a company that just manages buildings or heads in beds, sometimes it's referred to. We really are that group of talented housing professionals that thrive in a campus environment, that come from a lot of different backgrounds, that understand that housing can be used for a much greater good other than just housing students. It can be used to enhance recruitment. It can be used to make sure that students are retained and graduate. So my vision is how can we better tell that story and get our clients and future clients to understand that we're more than just a company. We are those housing professionals.
Definitely a really cool place to work and to be here. So jumping from professional to more personal, what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Yeah.
What is your go-to set of things that you do?
Kind of let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, kids dominate my free time with 2 daughters and all the things going on in their worlds. That's awesome stuff. One thing I've done the longest is tinkering with old cars. I love mechanical. I love getting my hands dirty and the sense of completion and taking a task all the way through that you can then touch and say, hey, that's pretty neat, I did that. And it's always something that there are a few parts left over, and then you kind of scratch your head and wonder where might those go, and you go back to it. So, but it's good. It's because it gives you a pure focus on one task at hand to take your mind off what might be going on in the background.
What about you, Alton?
Well, my wife and I are empty nesters, so we enjoy spending time with our children when they are at home. We love music, so we are constantly looking for new artists that we can enjoy, going to concerts. In the last few years, I've taken up fishing again and also shooting sporting clays. I'm a lousy shot, but it's something I really enjoy doing.
Awesome. Well, that's all I've got for you guys. You got any parting shots? Any final statements?
He really is a lousy shot.
That is true.
Awesome.
But he has fun. That's all that matters.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.